Hello, this is another tutorial. This one is about an application, a free app called Blendspace, put out by a company called TES. And Blendspace is a free app that allows teachers, obviously students could use it as well, but I'm going to show this from the perspective of teachers. It allows teachers to combine digital content and even assessments in a way that makes it easy to consume. This can be used to push content, to flip a classroom environment, or any type of a situation in which you would like students to be able to interact with something without you being there. So again, it's called Blendspace. So if you search for that, you will find it right here, TES Teach with Blendspace. And you go ahead and launch that. And you will get this particular site. Now, you won't have any lessons here at all or any classes if this is your first time getting here. You can create a class if you would like to keep all of your lessons together in one space, but you don't have to create a class. You can just list your lessons. Obviously a good idea if you're going to have a bunch of lessons here, if you come up with a very good title so that you'll be able to view it, the title at some point down the road, and be able to identify that it's the one you're looking for when you want to share it with your students. Very easy, probably within 5 minutes you can create a lesson, and I'll demonstrate that here in a moment. There's also some future featured lessons here. They have some samples here if you want to see what this is like. But I think the easiest way to actually go ahead and do this is to just go ahead and create one. So we'll go to this button here that says New Lesson. Now I will say the first time you actually, I already have an account, so you'll be asked to create an account. You can create an account either with Facebook, with your Google credentials, or just with an email. Again, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. One of the nice things about this is it auto-saves everything you're going to do, kind of like Google does, so you don't have to remember to hit save at any particular point. And basically it's relatively simple. Just like any of these boxes show, you have the ability to drop in a resource. You can add a resource. We'll talk about that in a little bit. You can add text, and then you can add a quiz to do a little formative assessment along the way. Now you have the ability to do some searching by subject, which you can do right here. And so we'll talk about that in a little bit with our searching. There are Common Core standards, again, that you can search. Text, quizzes, and resources. Now basically, you have this little three-step process here where you locate your resources, you get to preview them or open them just to get an idea of whether or not it's going to meet your requirement, and then drag and drop. So anytime you're putting together a lesson, as I've said in other tutorials if you've listened to them before, it's a good idea to kind of storyboard out what you need so that you're not doing a bunch of edits and so forth, and it doesn't take you a little bit longer than it needs to take you. You have the ability to go along this right side here, and there's all kinds of different things. So you can search YouTube, you can search Google, you can search Google Images, search Flickr, insert a web page, resources that you have, search resources that you have saved in the past, Google Drive, Dropbox, uploading a media file, and then Common Core standards. So I'm going to go ahead and create a lesson. Again, this is the different types of things that you can place in here. You can decide to search for documents, PDFs, presentations, spreadsheets, videos, etc. Or you can search for all files, which might be a good default till you're narrowing things down. So let's go ahead and create a lesson. I'm going to create a lesson called Time Value of Money Intro. So that's my lesson. Now, I'm going to keep it here, but I'm also just going to grab it and enter it in this spot because, again, it's a good idea to have a title. So I can go with a time value of money intro and just see what kind of resources it might pull out for me, see if there's anything appropriate. Now there's a premium version here. There's actually content that you'll run across that is quite involved, where it'll give you the opportunity to buy it. Obviously, you don't have to do any of that kind of thing. And this didn't get me exactly what I wanted, so let's not worry about that right at this particular time. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text. So by clicking on that, it gives me this box to type in. Get my cursor there. Intro. If I could type. And I'd like to make this a little larger. So say I want to make it a heading 1, and I can bold it if I want to do that. So I can say done. So now I have this here. Notice that we have these labels. As I add different things to it, the label itself is going to kind of identify what it is, just in case you can't tell from the image. So again, going back to time value of money, let's search there. So here's time value of money, why when you get your money matters. So we'll click on it and see if that's what we need. So we can see it's a YouTube video. If we want to check to see that this is appropriate, that just talk about present and future value, which is actually what I want, and this is going to be an intro. I can preview it by clicking here if that's what I want. If this is actually what I want, I just click, drag, and slide it over. So again, I can drop in any resource that we have over here to the side. Maybe I have an image. So let's do a Google search for time value of money. And maybe that's one that I want. Maybe I want this, which just looks like it's kind of a description. Okay. And maybe I want to identify some different aspects of time value of money, like present value. And again, these are image searches. Maybe I actually want a video, so introduction to present value. Preview it. Say that's what I want. Oops. I just need to drag it in here now. And let's say maybe I want something on future value. Again, same type of a thing. And maybe this is the one that I want. Again, you can keep searching till you find something that works for you. I have the ability to add additional rows. And if you get that error message, error while saving, it just means it's a little bit longer video. I actually thought that it wasn't going in here, and when I did the playback on one that I tested a while back, it eventually showed up. The first time I played it, it kind of paused there for a moment, but after the video actually came in, I was able to then have it pop up every single time that I played from that point on. So at this point, before I go into adding more, just again, kind of show you the icons, if you will. That little T, that shows you that this is a text slide. This is an image slide, looks like that little camera there. And then the YouTube slide. The little pencil allows me to edit. I can do something to it. I can remove it, and so forth. So again, I would have the ability to add more items down here. Let's say I got what I need from an overall content point of view, and I would like to add an assessment at this point. So I'll go ahead and do that now. So I've typed my question in here, and then I can type in my possible answers. Present value, future value, not enough information, and then you would continue to add answers if you need to, but you select the one that is correct. And so now when a student goes through and plays this, they're going to get to this particular point and they'll have the ability to take this quiz. You can pull up the results in your particular account for this particular presentation. So again, I can continue to add as much as I'd like, make this as short or as long as I want, create as many different ones of these as I want. If I print, which is an option, I can print images and obviously print text documents. You won't get anything for any of the videos that you popped in there. Again, web links are other things that you can add in, things that you may already have stored in Google Drive for this class that you'd like to add into this lesson. That's a good way to do it as well too. Okay. So we talked about each logo or icon here will tell you what you're going to do. And so you have the ability to add resources, quizzes, texts. The right side is other kind of stuff that you can add. And it's the ability to push some content, flip the classroom, and I create a situation where students are interacting with your content. So at this particular point, we can go into a share situation. We have the ability to adjust the privacy, and we can collaborate. Let's go back to share. This is the course that I have this particular lesson in because I created a course. Again, you would not necessarily have yours in a particular course if you didn't do that. And these are all the different ways that I can share or embed it. I can get a QR code for this. I can share it on my Facebook account. I can email it. I can get embed code and put it in a website, Twitter, Google Classroom, or the simplest way, if I wanted to post this to the discussion board in Blackboard and have everybody look at it and access it that way, I would just have to grab this particular link and I am good to go. Well, that's it. Again, it's by the company TES Teach. They're actually located in the UK, and this is called Blendspace. Thank you.